Welcome to The Purpose and the Pivot, the podcast for women who know it's time for more. With your host, C. Renee McLain, career and life coach and champion for women navigating change with confidence and clarity. Each week, we'll have real conversations about career moves, life transitions, mindset shifts, and the power of redefining your purpose at every stage of life. Whether you're pivoting professionally, personally, or both, this is your space for guidance, growth, and grounded support. Let's dive in.
Welcome to The Purpose and the Pivot. Today's episode is When Life Changes Before You're Ready. I'm so glad you're here today. If you found this episode, there's a good chance life has shifted in a way you didn't ask for, didn't expect, or didn't feel ready to handle. And before we go any further, I want you to know this: you are not alone. And there is nothing wrong with you for feeling the way you do. Before we dive in, let's take a brief moment to arrive here together. Wherever you are, I invite you to gently pause. If it feels safe, take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Yes. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Allow your body to settle just a bit. One more. Take one more deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. One more time. One breath in through your nose. Hold it and release through your mouth. Yeah. Okay, let's dive in. Life has a way of changing before we're ready. Yeah. It could be a divorce. It could be a job loss. It can be an empty house that once felt full. Becoming a caregiver when you were just trying to hold yourself together. Yeah. These moments can leave us feeling disoriented, overwhelmed, and questioning just who we are now. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. Feeling unsettled during transition is not weakness. It's humanity. I'm going to repeat that. Feeling unsettled during transition is not weakness. It's humanity. Today's episode is a soft place to land. This is a space for honesty, compassion, and perspective. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be strong every moment of every day. All you need to do is be present and open to what's unfolding. So let's take this journey together. One breath, one truth, and one pivot at a time. Life's transitions often arrive uninvited. Yeah. And when they happen, we might feel shocked. We might have feelings of grief, fear, and uncertainty. If your spouse asks you for a divorce, You may be shocked. You may not realize what they were feeling in the marriage. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you didn't know how bad it really was for them, right? You may have grief if you lose a job because now you're not really sure. There's uncertainty. You're not really sure what you're going to do. There may be fear as well. You may have a spouse or a parent that now needs your care. It's uncertainty. It's fear. It's grief. It's shock. Not really sure what to do. Some of these life changes catch us off guard, right? Yeah. Divorce or relationship endings, job loss, layoffs, career disruption, empty nest transitions, caring for parents, partners, or other loved ones. And they could possibly also impact our identity and our confidence, as well as our stability. I mean, let's take it. And stability. Take, for example, if you are going through a divorce, the stability of two incomes will soon become one income, right? Your identity may change. You're no longer a spouse. You're no longer a wife once you get divorced. It could possibly work on your confidence as well. You might find yourself a caregiver unexpectedly for your parent, an elder parent. You might find yourself caring for a spouse if you're not getting divorced and you're still in a good marriage, right? And there's a difference between planned transitions and forced pivots, because you can plan for if you decide to leave a job that's no longer of interest to you, as opposed to being laid off. You can't plan for that layoff because you didn't know it was coming, right? You may decide to leave a relationship. Maybe you're not married and the relationship is just not going in the direction that you would like for it to be. Maybe you're looking for it to go towards marriage and your partner is not there. And so you find yourself deciding to leave that relationship. That's planned, as opposed to you being married and your spouse asks you for a divorce, right? Your spouse or your parent may become ill and they need to be cared for by you. And you're in the process of making some transitions in your own life, and now you have to put those to a stop and pivot to how you're now going to become a caregiver for someone, right? So there is a difference between planned transitions and forced pivots. Yeah. Let's talk about the emotional overwhelm and what that really looks like. I mean, when these things occur in our lives, we may find ourselves with mental fatigue. I mean, just tired. When you're mentally tired, that weighs on you physically as well, right? Anxiety, self-doubt. We talked about that grief already. We may even become angry because, we didn't sign up for this. We didn't sign up for being a caretaker, a caregiver. We didn't sign up for divorce, if that's, especially if you've been married for quite some time. And then sometimes what people will do, they'll just try to push through. And, sometimes that can make things difficult, very difficult. And pushing through can sometimes even make matters worse. So know this. It's okay to pause for a moment to collect yourself when you find yourself in these moments of transitions. And then trying to regulate your emotions. And I know we're moving slow today because this is a safe space, and this is also a place to arrive at this together. And we don't want to rush through this. Okay, so yes, I'm going to be taking this one slow. All right. So it's okay to pause and name what you're feeling. These are just some things that will help you to regulate your emotions, what you're feeling on the inside, right? Pause and name what you're feeling. The breath work, we just did that a few moments ago, taking deep breaths in, exhaling out. Deep breaths in through your nose, exhaling out through your mouth. And then creating emotional space for yourself instead of trying to rush through decisions. Remember, we talked about that before. Rushing typically you don't make good decisions when you rush through them. So creating emotional space instead of rushing through decisions. There may be some things that need to be done. There may be some things you need to take care of, but what is the process of how you are going to do that, right? And then give yourself permission to grieve the version of life you expected. Because now things are not as you may have expected. Now they're different. You're going through a pivot. You don't fully understand where you are right now. And you're trying to decide now, who am I? You may go through some imposter syndrome issues. Who am I now that I'm no longer married? Or loss of a job. I should be further along than this. You might feel behind, unqualified now, or even invisible. But I want you to know that you must not amplify your self-doubt. Realize that you are not failing. You are now evolving. Know that you now have transferable strengths and lived experiences. Yeah. And also know this, transitions are not meant to be navigated alone. There's so much help that you can get. It may be a trusted friend, having an honest conversation with your girlfriend. Hopefully you have at least one that you can go to and you can talk about things with and know that they are going to stay right there. I have a few, and I'm just grateful to God for those that I can go to and talk to and not have to worry about what I say going anywhere. That is so important. So important. You might decide to get coaching or therapy or the trusted advice of a mentor if you have a mentor. You know, there's some community and safe spaces that you may want to tap into. But know that transitions are not meant to be navigated alone. And you can go ahead and let go of the need to appear strong and feel like you need to be strong all the time. It's okay. It's okay to not always be strong. And it's okay to ask for help if you need to do so. Yeah, it's okay. I will tell you, understand that identity can shift without being lost. And you can separate your role from your self-worth. You were a partner, now you're not a partner. You were an employee, and now you're no longer an employee. You now are a caregiver, and you weren't one before. And it's okay, because what you can now do is connect to your purpose beneath the role, okay? And small ways to do that is a values check-in, right? Because we all have what I talked about before, transferable skills or transferable strengths, okay? And when we find life shifting, we have it within us to deal with it, regardless of what we may be feeling. We can handle it. And we can get the help that we need if we don't feel like we can do it on our own. Get help. Seek assistance. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Think about this. What part of this transition is asking for my attention? What version of me is now emerging? I had a situation where I had to become a caregiver for my spouse when he had a health issue, and it was difficult. It was very difficult. This strong man is now needing my help. Yeah. And I got help. Therapy is fine. It's covered by insurance. You know, there were times when certain communities, and I'll just say it, the Black community, we didn't do therapy. It was like taboo. But guess what? It's okay. If you need therapy, it's okay to seek therapy. And you can find a therapy that will be in line with your values, be aligned with where you are and what you need. Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense to be going through things by yourself when you don't have to. Why suffer in silence when you need the support of someone to help you through what you're going through? Yeah. So I want you this week, think about one gentle action step that you can take for where you are right now and what you're going through right now. I want you to know that sometimes life does change before you're ready. But it doesn't mean that you're behind. And know that pivots in your life, they don't erase your purpose. They often reveal it. You may find that you have gifts inside of you that have been lying there dormant, that you didn't even know you had because of the situation that you find yourself in right now. So tap into that. Pay attention to that. Don't go in the direction of woe is me and why am I dealing with all of this and why is this so heavy and why am I having to go through all of this. Just tap into it and seek to know why you're going through it and how you're going to get through it and how you're going to be coming through it and how you are going to evolve after you've come through it. But while you're in it, what are you learning? What are you learning while you're going through it? Yeah. Know that you are not starting over. You're starting from experience. So you're maybe getting some different experiences that you didn't get before, that you've never had before. But you're not starting over. Remember, your purpose is evolving and you are starting from this place, from experience, with experience. Yeah. That's our show for today. If you would like more information, feel free to contact us at McLain Enterprises LLC realign.com, or for a complimentary consultation, you can reach us at calendly.com, McLain Enterprises. I am C. Renee McLain. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for tuning in to The Purpose and the Pivot. If today's episode encouraged or inspired you, be sure to follow the show and share it with another woman who's navigating her own transition. For coaching support or to connect with C. Renee McLain directly, visit McLain Career and Life Coaching or schedule a consultation using the link in the show notes. Remember, your purpose evolves and you have permission to pivot. Until next time.